Okay, the channel is live. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Adventure on So Many Levels, baby! Yeah! We're gonna play Blade 68.
All
Yeah, we
righty,
are.
let's dance.
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the Game Master. Our players tonight, Mark Kilfoyle as Vesper Varden, aka Silhouette.
What will I do next? I don't know. That's what makes me valuable.
Jenny Meltzer as Pyretta Blaze, aka Red.
Hey, baby.
And Paul Fisher as Falwell Stoke, aka Crash.
Good evening.
So the Clever Cads of inSPECTRE have been making a play at raising their station in the city of Duskfall, trying to take some turf away from their ward bosses and so on. But their social climbing was interrupted because in return for the help that they have lent him in the past, Silhouette's backing faction, the Strelai, have asked him to do now a personal mission for them. They have asked that a certain individual, a very rich, creepy old man who might be a vampire, named Lord Skurlock, is very interested in intercepting an imprisoned Class 6 resonance entity, something that in previous, less enlightened times might have been called a demon. The Strelai have captured it and neutralized it and now want to transport it out of the city, outside the Blue Array Dome, which is not a trivial thing to do, and must, given the nature of their cargo, they don't want anything to go wrong. And so because the Strelai know that Lord Skurlock wants to interfere with this transfer, they have asked Silhouette and his crew, inSPECTRE, to come up with a diversion to keep Lord Skurlock away from the actual transfer. Does anybody have any other questions about that so far? We had gotten to the point where you had decided on your approach and your opening gambit, but we had not yet made the engagement roll.
Yeah, in essence, we are going to look like we fail, but with style, and we know that we really succeeded.
Right.
So the key piece of all of this, the thing that we will be resolving with the nature of this game is such that when we begin a job, we do the engagement roll. And that is meant to be the resolution of, your opening gambit. How well does that part go? And for you, this opening gambit is that you have made a device that is designed to look like it is a tracker for hunting down this imprisoned resonance entity. But in actuality, it is designed to lead to somewhere else with details that have not been established yet. And you were planning to present this to Lord Skurlock as a way to gain his favor, ? And I say question mark here because it was never really established what reason you're planning to give him for why you would be betraying your backing faction like this. Now, obviously, could be money, right? It could be whatever. I trust you all to come up with something. But so there's going to be a couple of factors involved in this plan, right? And the opening gambit is the deception, meaning it is convincing Lord Skurlock that you're on the level with this device. How well the device works is a separate role, right? The opening gambit is getting him to believe that you're actually in the process of trying to help him with this endeavor. Does that sound right to everybody?
Yep.
Yeah, sort of a triple cross, sort of.
Well, I guess. I mean, it's kind of a pretty much like it's kind of a straight up single cross, unless
Well,
you're actually.
if we can actually get a favor out of Skurlock for trying this.
Well, so I think the point is that if you were actually trying to deceive the Strelai by pretending to deceive Lord Skurlock, that would be a double cross.
Right. Okay.
I'm just trying to do the math of how many crosses were involved here. But I suppose if you were to try to simultaneously not lead Skurlock to the entity, but also try to get something out of him that the Strelai wouldn't like, that could be a triple cross, I guess. But you had also decided to go for a couple of different called shots that are designed to try to, increase your potential haul here. The payout for this mission, if you are successful, is 4 stacks. But if you successfully manage to plant a bug in Lord Skurlock's place, that will be 1 more stack. And then if you manage to pull this whole thing off without Lord Skurlock realizing that you all have deceived him, that would be another additional 2. But of course, if you fail on either of those add-ons, then you lose that money instead. So,
Could I
yes.
charge Lloyd with the task of placing the bug, since no one else can see him?
Certainly, yes, we can do that. I think we're maybe not there yet, but that's definitely a good idea. I think the question, we had kind of implied last time that we were going to just jump right to the engagement roll. But if the party has some specific gather information stuff you would like to do before we do the engagement roll, that is normally when you would do it. Does anyone feel like you want to do that?
I think wherever we're going to lead him, we better know the area pretty damn well. So I'm thinking once we kind of pick an area, we should do a bit of reconnoiter there. We don't have a lot of time.
There is also, of course, flashbacks. So if we get to
True.
some point in the
True.
mission where it feels like we need to know something now that our characters surely would have planned for, we can do a flashback.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The whole mechanic is designed to not just have you have to do a ton of planning that may fall apart immediately if the engagement roll goes poorly.
So one question. So the dome covers the entire city, but it also extends out into the water.
Yes.
Do ships only stay in the water inside the dome, or do they go outside of her?
So there are ways that the ships can go out through, but so the blue array, which creates the dome over Duskfall and protects it from the ghost lands outside, that are, again, this is not like legend or myth or here there be monsters sort of, mythology. There are real, genuine, actual ghosts and demons and stuff out there, and it is genuinely dangerous to travel outside the dome. The dome is generated by the blue array, which is located at the university. I don't think it's actually specifically in the university, but the center of the dome has a great big machine that generates the dome from there. So there doesn't need to be like devices at the perimeter for it, right? It's generated from the center. However, they have special, machinery that they can set up to create openings. But that machinery is, proprietary and expensive and strictly controlled and, generally speaking, not accessible to most people. The intention is that you only get in or out of the dome with sort of like official government permission. Now,
So I guess what I'm kind of digging for here is that, are we telling Spurlock, Skurlock. Okay.
Skurlock.
Are we telling Skur that we're that they're moving the entity outside of the dome or somewhere else within the dome? Because if we suggest it's going outside the dome, we're going to have to pick a place which is near the dome to get out, or a boat that's going to take it out.
So the mission. So what you know, Silhouette, the mission briefing that you got from the Strela is that their plan is that they are moving it outside the dome. And they're planning. It's currently hidden somewhere in the night market. You don't need to know where.
Yeah.
This is them saying, you're on need to know basis, and they are planning to move it through Bowmore Fields via. There's a heavy equipment machine place there that it will be going by way of that, and from there they have a way to get it outside of the dome. Once again, you don't need to know the details.
Is
But
there a
they've
scale?
only told you that enough because they're saying, we don't know what he knows, but we know he's trying to stop the transfer. And so what we need you to do is to divert his attention elsewhere.
Yeah. Is there a scale of size that this entity might be? Like, is it presumed to be a huge creature or something?
No, not necessarily. They could be very large theoretically. Your understanding is that this one is in its current state small enough to be put on the back of a truck,
Like a pickup truck, you mean, or
like,
okay,
like a cargo truck.
cargo truck. Okay, so it means we're going to need to secure probably a cargo truck to give the illusion of that traveling along. Which means somebody has to drive it.
Well, so do we want to do that as a flashback after we do the engagement roll to see? Because recall, the engagement roll right away is he even going to believe you at all about this?
Gotcha. Okay.
Because if that went disastrously, then you might have to have a new plan.
Yeah, if it determines that, then we would have to retrofit a plan more. I was just I didn't know what things, I forget what things impact the engagement roll.
I can go over that right now.
Okay.
So is this operation particularly bold or daring? I think it is, actually. Because in particular, this is the sort of guy that, like, I feel like me in real life, if I were to meet this person, I would not want to be in a position of trying to lie to their face. So I'm just saying, I think it's particularly bold and daring. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I'm actually going to say yes, it does, because Lord Skurlock is certainly like a very sort of, like wealthy, influential guy who's also very mysterious. And to the extent that he cares enough about this to actually do something about it is a little bit like, that's not sort of like public knowledge. It's probably not something he would want publicly known. Certainly the Strela don't want anybody to know about it either. But the point is just that this is a little bit like, discovering that a U.S. senator is actually involved in a like really specific doomsday cult or something. So I think it does expose that vulnerability. It's something he wants enough that he's willing to take some risks for it. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? I'm going to say no in this case, although that does not mean it's easy. It's just not, he's not got like lie detectors set up or something, Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? I think that the Strelai are, right. Like this is you're helping with their mission. So you've actually already got +3 at this point. But are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Yes. Right? You're specifically opposing them. So right now we're at +2. Are there any other elements that we want to consider if there was a higher tier target? They are higher tier, which I'm going to say is another -D. So right now, those are all the factors unless there's anything else we would want to add, and it would give you a +1D to your normal starting roll, which would be 1. So you would be rolling 2d6.
Mark, do you want to roll since this is your
Since it's my fault?
since it's all your fault?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sure.
Should you decide
Shoot.
to accept it?
I mean, we invented it. It's already decided. All right. We got a 4 and a 1.
Okay, so a 4 is a mixed result. It means you're in a risky position when the action starts. So I think that it means that your roles here are let's paint the picture here. You have been to Lord Skurlock's mansion before, right? I think we can assume it's sensible that if you imply that you have some special information for him, that you might be able to get another meeting with him. But I guess I want to ask, just so that we can role play a conversation, for example, before the meeting, what do you tell him that the meeting's about? Do you just tell him, we've got a tracker that might help you track down a specific Class 6 entity, if that was something you were looking for?
I think that was actually what we decided, that we were going to tell him up front. Like, we have this paranormal tracker.
So
I think
one of the questions is, what do we want in exchange for that? Because it's going to be a bargain, right? That's what we're trying to strike with them.
So I think the mixed result for the engagement roll means you've got the meeting. He's definitely interested. However, he certainly has questions, which include why would you be bringing this to me? Especially given that he does know you work for the Strelai Silhouette. But also B, what do you want for it?
I think we could reason with him that our shared interest in the paranormal made me want to share this with him. Because that is how we met.
Mm-hmm.
And when we were at his house for tea, we did talk with him about what he was looking for specifically. So the fact that we have a device that could help him achieve this, of course we would bring it to him. Like that would be my manipulative angle.
Okay.
So early on in that first mission, not the first mission these characters have done, but the first one we played through, there was an outburst of some strange entity that happened. So what if we use that as the frame saying why we went down this particular direction? We've been working on this, but we're going to need some more parts, or we're going to need something else to make it more effective. But what we've got right now, we want to do a field test, and from our early indications, we found something big.
Okay.
And I think I should be against this, reluctantly supporting it.
So here's I guess the specific question. He knows you work for the Strelai. He knows the Strelai are the ones moving it, right? Are you presenting this as something that you are all specifically using the information that you got from the Strelai to pursue this, or are you suggesting that your involvement here is coincidental? Like, you believe that there is some powerful Class 6 entity being moved, and you're going to track it, and it's separate from the Strelai activity.
Thoughts, guys?
Because it sounded a little bit like Red's version there was not connected necessarily to you all knowing that the Strelai are moving an entity.
I think that would work with what he just said about being reluctantly supportive of this, because maybe he knows and it looks like he's sort of keeping things from us, which could in a way establish a bit more believability with Lord Skurlock, because I mean, it looks like he's using us somehow.
One quick note, I just realized I was looking at your black bag operations upgrade, your special ability that you have as a shadow crew. Because I was, that's the one that says you may attempt to install surveillance equipment, right? But it also says when you execute a clandestine infiltration, you get a +1d to the engagement roll. And I think, is this a clandestine infiltration? You'd have to kind of squint because you're mostly walking in the front door and with an appointment, right? But you are lying about it, so it's a deception. So I will give it to you. So if you want to roll one more d6 just to see if that changes your result, I'll let you do that.
Okay.
Basically, only if you get a 6 will it make a difference.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Never mind. So I guess that's the question then, is that you definitely get the meeting. He has you all brought in. Are you all there? Are you coming as a group, or is this one or two or three of you?
Well, if I wasn't there, that would also potentially signal that you two are going behind my back.
Because we're trying to keep it from the Strelai.
Right. Thinking that I'm a leak potentially for the operation.
But you could be like secretly
What if I'm driving the
nearby.
truck that you guys are following? So it looks like I am part of the operation.
Oh, that's a good, genius idea.
Okay. Yeah. So the lie then is that Crash and Red know that Silhouette's involved with the movement and they're betraying him. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay,
I like
that's
that.
great. I definitely I feel like that's a lie, that because of course I'm whenever we do a roll I have to set the level of effect that I think you'll provide, right? And I think that lie feels like it'll get a better level of effect than some of the others that were tossed out. Great. So this is just Crash and Red then, and maybe Lloyd.
Yeah, well, yeah, Lloyd's always with me.
Theoretically.
Always.
Yep.
No, really, he is. It's not a theory.
Okay, so I think though that because of the result of the engagement roll, you are in a risky position to make this this lie. So this is basically where you at. You know he's interested. You've got the meeting. You're there with and you have just told him the basic of the plan, that from overhearing Silhouette that he's involved with the movement of this entity, and you have come up with a way to let Lord Skurlock track them. And so let's do a roll. Risky, and so I'm going to set a 4-step clock for completely getting him on board the way that you want, and a contrary 4-step clock for him. You know what? I'll make it a 6-step clock for him. Like the jig is up, he knows you're trying to trick him. All right.
Okay.
So let me get a couple of those clocks on the screen here.
So many clocks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So first, this is getting buy-in, and then
Getting caught.
jig is up.
Tease it. Scops. Gigs up.
Okay. All right. So we're starting with risky standard for this initial pitch. So I think obviously sway feels like the most obvious skill to apply here. But tell me if you'd like to try to do something else, especially, if, for example, you are so confident in your little device or your ability to talk the lingo, you could try to use, your what's it, the
Tinker?
attune or tinker or whatever. So I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to use something other than sway, I'm open to that, but sway is the most obvious.
I think I would like to use attune just because it's something that, Red's well versed in, so she could talk some serious baloney and sound like she knows what's going on.
Yeah, so you know what to say to, like, you and he have a common, like, well, and probably Crash has some of that too, right? You have some ability to say the right things to persuade him that you know what you're really talking about, right?
Did we figure out what we wanted to get from him?
Well, we haven't established that yet. I think that we might make that an additional thing, because you're not going to get it completely filled with one roll.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
So I think then, tell me, if you're making it a sway roll, are you pushing yourself? Are you getting any help from Crash?
I would like to do attune.
Okay.
Like I mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will. Could there be a devil's bargain?
Of course.
Because I love those, but
Yes.
also they're scary.
Yeah. So let's see, the devil's bargain here. Gosh, let's see, what should it be? What's interesting is that you will start to feel like it. Do you remember, did you ever watch the old Keanu Reeves Constantine movie?
Yes.
There is a bit in there where he's telling this young woman, is like, now that you can see them, they can see you, that whole thing. And so I think that you will find with this devil's bargain, as you talk about this kind of stuff with him, and you're starting to engage his interest in this stuff, you will start to get a little bit more of a sense of what his whole deal is with that, but that you will find yourself sort of like kind of connected more to him in a way that you may not have wanted. Like, I know that's vague, but it will just be an element of, like, you will be seeing more of him as a result, and you will understand that he's going to be seeing more of you at the same time. Which doesn't mean he knows you're tricking him, but it will mean that, like, his interest level in you is going to grow regardless.
All right. I will take it.
Okay.
You said risky standard?
Risky standard. Yeah.
Okay.
And so, are you pushing yourself as well as the devil's bargain?
Yes. So
what about Crash? Are you assisting?
I am assisting, yes.
Okay, so go ahead and mark your
2 stress.
Yeah, and no, I believe just to assist is
it's just one.
Just one. Okay.
Yeah, but how are you helping? Just narratively.
Narratively, I guess like I'm trying to distract him a little and put him off his game so that what she's doing is more effective.
What if you're tinkering with the device and it's seemingly going off, detecting something nearby, but you quickly kind of switch it off. And he might have secrets buried here that this machine might uncover.
That's absolutely spectacular. So yeah, I'll be tweaking it and then it'll go off and I'll be doing this and then it'll stop.
Yeah. So you're kind of just playing with it in a way that is meant to make, like, he's already like might suggest to him, oh, this thing does actually work in some way.
Right.
We'll have to do another roll, I think, eventually to see how well it actually works, but not for this role, I think.
Just make sure you have a clipboard, and every once in a while, write
So
something down to say
yes.
interesting.
All right, so it sounds like it'll be your attune skill plus 3 at this point.
Yes.
You're pushing yourself and the Devil's Bargain and the assistants.
All right.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
wow.
3
Oh,
sixes.
I
Wow.
summoned the devil.
Well, that is for sure a crit.
Yeah.
So that's excellent. Where I swear one of these days. There we go. Actually, so yeah, for risky on a critical, you do it with increased effect. And let's see. So I think that's already 3 ticks on the clock there, and certainly no negative ticks. I think he is delighted by the prospect of the Strelai agents' own people going behind his back on this. He is so just tickled with the idea. It's like, what a delicious turn of events. I have to say, I didn't see this coming, and that is a rare treat for me to be surprised so pleasantly by a proposal in this way. And to be sure, you have dangled a most tantalizing bait in front of me. I wonder, though, now that you have me on the hook, what might you be hoping to gain in return?
That's a good question. I think we should have talked about that.
Well,
flashback. We're talking about it now.
Yeah, flashback. We're sitting around our movie theater with popcorn all over the floor discussing this.
What do you
what
know?
can
It
we
might
want
even work.
from him?
It might even work. So
if it does, we need to ask for something really good.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can always ask for money, but
Yeah, money's like, I
yeah,
think that would be like an insult to somebody like him.
He certainly
yeah,
has money, and he is very familiar with people who are motivated by money, but he also has lots of other potentially interesting knowledge.
Information? I mean,
influence, power.
Yes. We want more power. I mean, we're already making a pretty bold move against people that we were under. So if we could get more power, that would be great.
He could give us access to a library. He could give us, I don't know if he has any technology. I don't know how he works.
Some kind of a workshop.
Well,
something he can't take away if he finds out what goes wrong.
That in his just what you already saw meeting him in his house, he has an impressive collection of occult and paranormal curios, books, and ephemera, and that's just the stuff you can see where he lets you go.
Yeah, yeah. Something like that might be good.
I imagine that he would know the truth about resonance echoes.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know that truth myself because I don't believe that it's what they tell us.
There's two things here to keep in mind. One, he may not give what we're asking until after we're successful, and we're planning to fail. So keep that in mind. We
True.
might still not get it. Two, I want to make sure it's something you couldn't take away.
Information.
Right. Information or a wad of cash that's there immediately. If we get the information or part of the information up front, maybe we could still walk away with something from that. But honestly, I'm not expecting to get a score from Skurlock. I'm expecting the score to come from the stuff around it. And for
Right.
him to hopefully feel sorry that we didn't succeed, but we really tried to. Or rather, that the two of you betrayed me to succeed, and I have an unfortunate accident or something. Hell, it feels like the last couple of weeks have been unfortunate accidents, so that's perfect. It'll please the twins, if nothing else. So I think information, maybe an hour with the books in that room, or do you think he would cough up a book? I still think he wouldn't give it to us until the end. Unless you're really convincing.
I can be really, really convincing.
It's true. He's a snaky sort, though.
You have gained his interest on the subject matter.
Well, let's plan it out as if you did succeed in getting his interest at least. Let's set the high bar here. Is there anything
So
you could think of, Crash, that would help you in your research into this shit?
I mean, I could use technology stuff, but he doesn't seem like a technology kind of guy. He seems like the stuff that he would have would suit Red better. That it's all of this mystical mumbo jumbo stuff.
I mean, you built a device to track down these entities, so sort of technically part of the mystical mumbo jumbo, or at least appearing to be.
I don't know if he had any like private research documentation on melding technology and the occult together to help me become more effective in making my own devices.
Yeah. So, Red, do you have stuff that you want to know?
I want to know the truth.
Is that something that would be in a book? Is that something that he can tell you in a day? What do you think that truth is?
I think it's something that he might know. Like where resonance echoes really come from, what they really are.
So let's frame this in something that's close to you. Good lies are always wrapped in terrible truths. What if it had something to do with your friends in the junkyard?
Yeah.
Some reason to motivate this beyond just wanting to know.
I want to know what they really are. I mean, they're people. And like this stuff with the gold people, they're like doing some real creepy stuff.
Just having like a focus, like we want to know more about what's happening with the golden hand is certainly going to be like an easier thing to grant.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, and it is more relevant to the stuff we're doing immediately.
What they're up to, we want to know. I think that would be like the perfect everything that he knows about what they're up to.
Maybe hand us a file on the golden hand.
Yeah.
Again, that would be something we want to get up front.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to verify that his package is actually worth having.
So then I could skim it and use my parapsychological brainwaves to photographic memory it.
Can you do that?
I doubt it.
No.
We saw what happened when I tried to make sure you didn't die, so I wouldn't trust it.
Can Lloyd help with that? Could Lloyd grab the folder afterwards when no one sees him and just walk out with it?
Slide it into my briefcase?
If yeah. Or do you have how big is your device? Can it hold a folder?
I was planning on it being a handheld tracking thing.
But you can't just carry it around. You got to have it in a box when you're carrying it around, like a briefcase.
Oh yes, I mean, it's got to be in a foam padded, heavily protected box. It's very,
Does
very delicate.
Is
By
it
the
like an
way,
orb?
just as a point of order, I realized that a crit should have gotten you all 4 ticks, not just 3, because if limited was 1, standard was 2, great was 3, crit should be 4. So,
Wow.
so you have got his buy-in. He's definitely interested. Like, he wants to do it, but there is still the negotiation of the payment.
I love that we were
Right.
joking about it's not likely you're going to get it in one anyway. So,
Well, I
that's crazy. It's wonderful.
I didn't expect you to roll 3 6s.
Okay, so is this in our fishing analogy? Is this the bait? No, the bait was the stuff he's getting.
Right.
The flesh.
Well,
this is the flesh of the fish that we're asking
his
about.
analogy, you've got him on the hook.
Right.
But it's
right.
I think to speak
So-
of the fairy tale aspect of it, this might be a little bit like the fisherman who pulled up a talking fish, and the fish says, "If you let me go, I'll grant you a wish," or something like that, right?
Yeah, as long as he's not pulling up a tire.
I think if I'm like semi honest and tell him that, we've been edging our way up, trying to take over our district, and that we were doing some looking into the Golden Hand, and we want more solid information,
right,
than what we saw with our own eyes. Kind of like confirmation of what we suspect, and I suspect that he has that information.
Okay.
So if we frame it as not necessarily we're going to deliver the thing to him, but we're going to try to deliver the thing to him to soften the blow when we don't. If you can convince him of that.
Well, I think that he says, well, I am sufficiently interested in this prize that I'm willing to commit several of my own resources to aid with the recovery of this asset if you can lead them to it. So be assured that if your device is as functional as I have reason to believe it is, with my assets assistance, I don't think you'll have any trouble recovering it. But
Excellent.
I love it. I love it.
And so it's information on the Golden Hand is what you're asking for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had not made the direct connection, but I suppose this is the sort of strange bedfellows that a criminal organization on the rise finds themselves making. It is a bargain. If we can recover the asset with my help and your intelligence, then I will tell you what you need to know about the Golden Hand.
I miss Nedry being able to send telepathic messages. You're like, this didn't work. He's not giving us crap.
Gosh,
We kind of expected that, we'd think.
If only you had gotten, did you still don't have the synchronized watches, right?
No, we do
No.
not.
No.
No, we went for
I
the
mean,
stun.
Making like personal radios or whatever, or even just like a phone, phones exist, but yeah, not something you would do here in the room. I think he is delighted. Do you ask him what he means about his own assets that he would be willing to contribute to helping you to recover the asset?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of assets? That's what I feel like.
Well, my first suspicion is that finding a way to force the truck to stop and being prepared to deal with some degree of possible guardian or protection that the truck may have. I have within my little Rolodex, and he gestures at like a really arcane looking like imagine the Dracula's Rolodex. Like it's, and he
Covered in
says,
cobwebs.
yeah. I happen to have uh, a favor owed to me by the Leatherbacks, a group of rowdy gentlemen who prefer to travel about in the single-person autopod conveyances they call motorcycles. My plan, my suggestion, unless you have an alternate, is that they, with you and the tracker, can surround and force the truck to stop and deal with any of the immediate violence that might be necessary. And then, in order to recover the device, if it is sufficient for one of you to simply turn the truck around and bring it to my chosen facility, then that is sufficient. If more is required, then I can arrange for a blue coat escort.
I'd prefer to avoid blue coats.
Well, I have. It just so happens that having a few blue coats in your pocket is convenient at times. But if you prefer, if the Leatherbacks and you can handle it, the blue coats are not necessary.
Yeah. So we find the truck, ID any escorts, if there are any, stop the truck, get the driver out of the
Seize the
way,
asset.
and I can jump in and take the truck and bring it where you want me to bring it. And Red can follow in the pursuit car.
Splendid. I eagerly anticipate and await news of a successful endeavor.
So you won't be joining us in the field to see how this contraption works.
No, I don't go out in the field so often. I find that this new blue time thing they're doing is too bright for my old eyes.
It makes sense.
Besides, I find that the having others to do these things for you is the privilege I have earned through years of hard work and connections and power and money, all of these things, you see. I hire a guy.
Yeah.
Well, when you have the resources.
Indeed.
What's the point of climbing the ladder if you can't take advantage of some perks?
Exactly.
Now,
I expect you will be finding the pleasure of such things yourself as your crew advances.
I certainly hope so.
Now, if I want to have Lloyd sneak like a tracking device in there, what do I need to do?
Yeah, so what it's interesting because one of the just the special ability you have kind of just says you can it says you may attempt to install during a score on any faction's turf, which I think just it does not say you just automatically succeed, right? But
right.
I think it makes sense to me in context that while you're having this conversation, you could maybe have Lloyd go and try to do it. Actually, I wanted to double check one thing. Because you're having Lloyd. Yeah, sorry. There's a couple of because obviously you're trying to do some sneaky stuff, so I want to make sure that all of the fiction is cooperating in the appropriate way. I think. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I think yes. While when you come in, you can send like Lloyd on this mission, and so you would be rolling for. Let's see, what is his particular skill set? I'm looking up. He's
Expert paranormal assistant.
yeah. He's not like necessarily especially skilled at the infiltration, right? But he is like he's an expert at doing paranormal things, right? But I think then it's yeah, and he is weak at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Um I think
Although
that
I meant to ask you that, like,
yeah,
how long does he stay weak? Because he got
I
down
believe
to that one the last time we did, not this last time, but the time before we indulged our vice, and
I believe that every time you go through the downtime part of the cycle, he heals by 1.
so he should be good.
Well, I think that if I recall correctly, and maybe I'm mistaken, that he had gotten to 2 marks and he healed back to just 1.
Right, the last time
Okay.
we did downtime. So does that mean after this last time that we
Oh,
just
yeah.
did,
Then I guess so.
so
Yeah.
he would be fine? Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I think then, let's see, cohorts. Yeah, I think you all are tier 0. But I'll give you a 1 for him being an expert and this being a sort of creepy, paranormally vibed place. So I think this is a 1d6 without any other benefit to it. But standard is all you need because of your special ability.
Okay. So
So yeah, this is the same thing where like if in theory you thought that there was some help or devil's bargain, like you can apply all of those as normal. I don't think you can have him push himself in the same way, but you could, if you think there's a way that you could be assisting without it calling attention.
do I roll his thing where you just click roll, or do I just want me to roll the d6?
Let's try that and see what happens.
Okay, so that would be 0 bonus dice. It would just be a straight roll, or did you?
I think he would. It would probably default to rolling 0d6 because the crew is tier 0, and so it would be 1 bonus time.
Okay.
And then if you wanted to do anything else, you could do that. In terms of.
Oh God.
Okay, yeah. Unfortunately, I think that does reflect a failed attempt to
Can I help?
well, not after the roll.
Oh.
That's why I was asking if anyone's wanting to do that. You have to do it
No.
before the roll. That's yeah. So unfortunately, that is going to tick up 1 mark on the jig is up clock, and I think Lloyd, as you are leaving, Lloyd kind of connects back up with you, and he just seems really spooked, and he says, "I don't like it in there. That's a scary house. Also, I couldn't see who you were talking to."
You couldn't
Whoa.
see Lord Skurlock?
When you and Crash were in that room talking, it was like you were talking to someone, but it was like you were talking to an empty chair.
Well, that's creepy.
I thought so, yeah. So I was going around to see if I could find a place to put a bug, but there's like I kind of felt like the house wanted to eat me.
Hmm.
Are you relaying this?
This is only read.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
see me talking. Like you just
Okay.
hear me talking. Like
Yeah.
you never hear Lloyd. And
So it is
Okay,
kind of,
so-
kind of funny that to have it be this creepy thing that he's saying.
Yeah, the thing you can't see is telling you couldn't see something.
Yeah.
yeah, I will tell you that. Like after we're outside and we're like away,
Yeah.
I will be
Yeah.
like, yeah. So this is weird, and then I'll like relay to you what he told me.
Yeah.
Which like to you guys mostly to this point, I don't think
Well-
either one of you even believes in Lloyd.
So I did go ahead and kind of already like we kind of seems like we've already sort of moved it, but like technically speaking, when you are in making a risky roll, on a failure, you could potentially. Well, let's see. No, never mind.
It didn't offer me an option to add risky or anything like that. It just rolled the dice.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So it doesn't matter anyway because it's a failure. Failure is a failure. The consequence was that you had the feeling that maybe something noticed that happening.
Mm.
But in any case, so now I think you've been. Where have you told Lord Skurlock to have the Leatherbacks meet you?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna suggest we use Silk Shore. Just because it's so densely populated that we can drive around and there's plenty of places that we can use as backdrop.
Okay.
All right. So, I think you probably do have the opportunity because you're now going to this meeting point that if you wanted to try to reach Silhouette and tell him what's going on, you could do so.
So I kind of want to flashback
Mm-hmm.
because I totally want to pull an A-team on this van.
Please.
Because I think we should make sure that it has a few extra defenses.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have I got a loose idea of a plan of how this is going to go down.
Okay.
So I'm going to drive the van. I'm going to be a bit covert about it. I'm going to take a winding route. I'll tell you what the route is. You'll be able to figure out where you want to plan it.
Mm-hmm.
Chase will ensue. I'll pull out a few of the fancy tricks that Crash is going to install in this van. Maybe shoot a few people. You know, the normal stuff. Get really, really aggressive with this van. So I'm going to need it to be a little tougher than normal. It's going to need to take some shots, some hits. I'm going to run into a few things. It's going to be messy. It's going to be great. And just when you think you got me, I'm going to drive off the pier.
I was going to suggest that.
So, seems like you need a van, and then you need that van to be souped up. I love this idea. That is a 2-stress flashback.
Awesome. I'll take it.
And it's not just for free. It means now that lets you do the acquire asset move to try to produce this result, or to see how good a van you can put together in the time necessary. Is basically how that plays.
Just a quick note, like we're getting thunderstorms, so if I disappear, that's why.
Okie
Oh,
dokie.
Okay.
Delightful.
So we may be talking to someone who
isn't
the
there?
audience can't see.
It'll be just like Lloyd's here.
Yep.
Can we get a still picture of Lloyd, which is just a blank screen to put up?
I'll have to find one.
So,
Get a souped up van.
Yeah, so acquire asset is the move. And normally you would be rolling the crew's tier. So your tier is still 0, but you can be
Here's the thing. We do have stacks.
Yeah.
So we can use stacks.
You can spend stacks to raise the result of the roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to just start with the plain roll and then add the stacks. You can do that.
All right. Okay, so we're rolling the cruise tier, which is 0,
Yeah.
and then personal life quality, we're still at 0.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, we have one full row of bank. We just haven't gone.
I think.
Oh wait, is it?
It's
No,
bank
we have
is,
a full stack. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, bank is when you put it in the bank.
Right. No, I don't have that.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. And okay, so I'm just rolling for quality. All right. Is there a devil's bargain for this? Is that
You have
possible?
that always. Yeah. I think that given the timeline, like that you're trying to do this quickly, you recognize that this is not a situation where you can have like a custom van made, right?
Right.
You need one that's already like this, which means it needs to be stolen from somebody. And so the devil's bargain is that whoever you stole it from is going to be mad about it. Let me think who you would be getting it from. So I think, gosh, who did we?
It'd be funny if it's leather bags. For whatever
Well,
reason, they have
I'm
a truck.
trying to remember who it was. Let's see, who the Limmerfield gang is the place that had the unmarked white Autopod vans that you already stole one from them. Yeah. So I think what you recognize is, you know where you could get one, but it would require stealing from the Limmerfield gang, which would make them angrier at you.
I'm okay with that. You guys okay with that?
Yep.
All right. Can I push myself given that it's a tier roll?
No, I don't think you can push yourself on it.
Okay, so it's just going to be the one die then, I think.
Yeah, I think the devil's bargain can work, but the pushing yourself and the assist wouldn't.
Okay. All right, so one die. This should be interesting. That's a 3.
Okay. So yeah, a 3 is not, good. Where I have to get back to the move. There we go.
That's still in tier
acquire-
-1, yeah.
So yeah, it would be tier -1, which would not very good. However, one stack would increase it to a tier 0. The second stack would make it tier +1. And then
I
would
think
make
it's
it tier +2.
It's 2 stacks per tier.
Oh, is it? Oh, you're right. Yes, correct.
Yeah. Which I think it would be worth at least spending 2, if not 4. I'm willing to throw in one of my stacks, if not both of them. This is my ass on the line.
I'll throw in a stack.
I don't even have any stacks, so
So we could take
I can't help you.
a crew stack. We have 4 of those. Because we're bound to get, well, maybe 3 or 4 if we get it successfully, plus a bunch of other shit, right?
Yep.
All right. So we take 1 stack from crew. Your 1 stack. I'll pay 2 stacks. That'll give us a tier +1.
Are you sure this is a van you're still comfortable with driving off of a pier?
I mean, I don't want them to find it afterwards.
Fair enough.
And I needed to function well while I'm going through this because it's my ass on the line.
I 100% agree. I think this is fantastic. It does just feel like, you're spending your profit for the job. But yeah, you know what? It was also
There's a lot of peripheral benefits to this job.
Yes,
So
yes. Okay. So in any case, you're spending 4 to make it a +1. Is that right?
yeah, that's what I'm proposing.
Excellent, excellent. So tell me, so you've already spent the 2 stress, and now you're spending the 4 stacks, and you have a +1. Tell me what kinds of, well, you know what? How about this? We'll leave it as a surprise what kind of special defenses it has.
Okay. Flashback. We had that installed. Flashback. I needed that too. Good thing I had the ejector seat.
Yes.
Actually, I don't need the ejector seat, but
Mhm.
I've got enough stress left. I'm good.
Well, so I think it's the twins too that know. Actually, we keep saying the twins, but
They're
you have to
not twins.
remember they specifically said that they are siblings but not twins.
I
Yeah,
thought they were just cousins.
I think it's something that
No.
Syl says anyway, just to annoy them.
No. In any case, yes, they are the ones that let you know that the Limmerfield gang has such vans. Do you have it made up to look different than just a plain white van? I mean, the benefit of the plain white van is that it's supposed to be unobtrusive.
I think it makes more sense to have it as a plain white van rather than trying to fit in with anything else.
Okay, great. So that's an excellent flashback. We cut back to Silhouette sitting behind the wheel of one of these vans, or maybe leaning against it while at a payphone.
Yeah, check in. All right.
So the others, are you letting him know that you're going to be accompanied by a motorcycle gang when you track him down?
Yep.
So I think if we start in another district and go over at least one bridge,
Mm-hmm.
it'll also make it quite obvious who's following. So that makes it a little easier for me to not get killed.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe start in Crowfoot, take the, what is that bridge? I can't read it. It's too small. There's one bridge over to Silk Shore. Silk Shore is a maze, which is fantastic.
So let me. I can create a new page that is close up of any of these neighborhoods that we want. So Crowfoot, Crowfoot is where you want to start, and then going to Silk Shore is the route you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up what these are. Let's see.
No, absolutely. I'll have this momentarily.
Crowfoot is a okay, bunch of warehouses, a couple of museums, a fort, Apple Lane. It's a whole bunch of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
Let's see, where is this?
Fashion boutiques next door to squalid drug dens and flop houses. That'd be a perfect place to store some sort of demonic entity in a bottle, right?
Yep.
Maps.
And Silk Shore. Oh yeah, that's where I go gambling, so that makes perfect sense. I think it's where I go gambling.
Where? Huh.
Oh yeah, it's like Vegas crossed with Italy.
I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting the
Las Vegas.
I was going to say little Vegas.
I mean, it's gondolas as well as lots of neon and gambling. So it really is.
Okay.
Oh, so many things to hit and smash along the way. I might not be able to drive through Silk Shore if anybody recognizes me later on.
I thought I had an easier way to get this map on.
I thought you already had pages with some of the maps.
I did, and now I can't remember how I did it. Okay, hang on. I think. Yeah.
The memory is the second thing to go.
There. Thanks.
I hear the memory is the first thing to go.
There we go. Crowfoot.
There we go.
Take a look at that. How's that? Is that
yeah.
better?
That works.
The Devil's Furnace. I love these names.
Mm-hmm.
Probably something like, let's see, Fog Hollow sounds great too. Which neighborhood do we want to blame as a potential Strelai stronghold?
The Devil's Furnace.
I feel like, don't you already have the citizenry? Yeah, Crowfoot citizens already don't like you. You already
excellent.
have a -1 with the Crowfoot citizenry.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Devilfish Canal. Black Goat Court. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah. Murderer's Alley. It's a delightful place.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not the Crowfoot Precinct. That seems like a little too much.
Mm-hmm. So Crowfoot, if you would like to know some landmarks, there is the Warehouse, which is at near the intersection of A3 and A4 there, which is the hottest nightclub in Crowfoot with an infamously selective admission policy. It's like a very fancy place. There is also the Ansarek Museum, which is kind of on the eastern side of the island here. It's a museum of Eruvian artifacts housed in a large old mansion. There's also at the center is Fort Keel, which is a ramshackle tower from before the Cataclysm that serves as the headquarters for the district's criminal kingpins, the Keel Twins.
Yeah.
Fort Keel.
We love
right?
them.
Hence why they don't like us.
And then
The
south
Keel
of that,
Twin.
yes, south of that is Apple Lane, which is a vibrant hub of youth culture and creative expression, with numerous fashion boutiques, road record stores, and music clubs lining the narrow streets.
Well, we
Is that where
haven't
the
ruined
youth
that
action
yet.
group hangs out?
I think not necessarily, but like certainly you would imagine there would be some overlap there.
We haven't
You need to
ruined
figure
that
out
yet.
where you're gonna go off. Where you're gonna go off into the water.
Well, I just want to cross the bridge because that'll give me a good look at who's following me.
I have
And then
Right.
the close-up map for Silk Shore as well, if you want to
cross
see that.
the bridge road over the Tafeta Bridge to head into Silk Shore.
It's probably
And there's
Taffeta,
when the
darling. I said
Taffeta,
darling-
Tafeta,
Taffeta, darling.
Intifada, it's all the same.
No, I said darling because it's a line from Young Frankenstein, where
Oh.
Oh,
yeah, it's where Gene Wilder is trying to hug his betrothed, and she goes, "Taffeta, darling," because her dress is made of taffeta because it'll wrinkle, and he doesn't understand that, so he just goes, "Taffeta, darling," like replies, like it's a term of affection. Anyway, yes, taffeta.
Yeah.
So if you
Okay.
took a right, like off Bridge Road, and started going south, you could potentially go off the road anywhere between there and the Moon Bridge.
Moon Bridge. Which one's the Moon Bridge?
That's like if you go south from Bridge Road, and take a right, like right
the
after
Moon
you
Bridge.
cross the bridge,
So are
the
you
Crow's Bridge.
well, no, he wants to start in Crow's Foot and go to Silk Shore and
Yeah.
then wreck.
Oh, okay.
Because Silk Shore will have the deeper waters because it's out towards the edge of the where the ships are.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So where are you wanting to have the chase start? Like, where is the place where you would want
The supposed pickup.
Because you're not really trying to get away, right? You need a place
Right.
that is the plan for where are you when they catch up, and then you do the chase.
So I'm kind of looking at Granny Bones Road. There's a nice little alley there between a few buildings, which is probably a warehouse of some kind.
Where
in
is
Old
that
Witch?
on the map?
In Oldwich.
Oldwich,
That's by the Moon
okay.
Bridge where Red was talking. So kind of a little alleyway there. And
Granny
then
Bones Road. Yeah.
head towards the Moon Bridge.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Pick up the tail on the other side of the Moon Bridge. Yeah, exactly. And I can do that.
Yep.
Head north to the Bridge Road. Is that actually road there, or like it's a weird wide space up here? Is that is this-
No. So I think what it is that you need. So this like D1, A4 are like highways.
right?
And so the bridge has probably like a pedestrian part, but also the highway. And
Okay.
so to get on that bridge, you probably need to get on Bridge Road. So
Okay.
you couldn't do that like from the Limmerfield Island. You would need to do it, from Granny Bones. You could take that east to D1, then over to A4 and so on.
Oh, I got to go east to D1.
You gotta go
okay.
east to D1.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess in theory, it makes sense that you could go north, like up.
The map
through-
doesn't show the on ramp, so I...
Right.
Yeah.
The point just being, you need to get onto it at some point.
Yeah. Well, the idea is to start in a small neighborhood
Hmm.
and then pick up speed, get onto eventually Bridge Road, head across Bridge Road. Got to do the timing right so the traffic's not so bad. We'll have to take a look at that. And then head across the Taffeta Bridge, Taffeta, whatever. And at that point, so I'll have a decent idea how many of them are. You guys should be fairly close to the front in that, so I know that it's going well. Then across the Taffeta Bridge to the Silk Shore area.
Okay.
If you want to bring up the Silk Shore map.
Well, how about we cross that bridge when we come to it?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Okay, I think perhaps then, having filled Silhouette in on the plan, Silhouette has got the van prepared, the special van. You've got a route prepared. So let's say then, let's cut back to Crash and Red rendezvousing with the Leatherbacks. Perhaps you are connecting just on like let's say I'm putting you back on the overall map here. Let's say somewhere in Coleridge. There's like this is like towards the end of what would be the normal workday, and there's a big sort of like empty parking lot at some factory. And that is where, you know, you have managed to be when all of a sudden you're hearing as a whole gang of like 25 motorcycle bikers.
Now,
Overkill.
are we gonna A-team the whole thing up? Or are they just like gonna circle our car and?
Well, I mean, you tell me how you're. I mean, that is certainly what they're certain. I mean, they believe they're meeting allies, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, but they are certainly they're showing up. They are rough and rowdy autocycle racers, and they are a youth subculture as much as a gang. But they have very colorful leather jackets, all of them. And so this is not old and grizzled Hells Angels. These are like young punks that are excited. Not a helmet to be seen.
It reminds me of the the motorcycle gangs in the Like a Dragon game.
Oh yeah.
They all have like the pompadours.
Yeah, so they are when they're doing the thing where they circle around you. Some of them are like doing like wheelies and tricks and stuff. A lot of the motorcycles are like all tricked out with like fancy lights and stuff. So they, you know, they circle you, and then one of them, you know, steps off of his motorcycle and comes over into the two of you and just says, "So, you the folks we're here to meet? Time to rob
That
a
would
truck?"
be us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Brace.
We're gonna get real fast and furious with this.
Hell yeah. We're all one big family. And I think he's offering like to shake hands.
All right, I will shake hands.
He is absolutely trying to crush your hand.
Okay, I am.
You have a joy buzzer? That'd be fun.
No, but I will just pretend like it doesn't bother me at all.
Okay. Do you want?
I don't know how to like rate my strength here, like to compete. That would be like skirmish or.
I mean, you can tell me like if you can pitch some reason it would be some other skill. I mean, skirmish would certainly be a straightforward one because it's kind of a physical competition in what a fight could be.
Yeah,
you know?
Skirmish.
Yeah. I think that this is it is controlled limited because, you know, regardless of the outcome, it seems like this is not. It's just basically just about how much he respects you.
Right.
So I'm going to say it's controlled limited, but you know.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
It does not go well.
I think you really want want to give the impression that this is fine and it doesn't hurt, but it hurts, man. And it's just like this kid's got a grip on him, and you understand, like, this is a young guy, and he rides a motorcycle. He's using his hands and his wrists all the time. He's got a grip on him.
This is a guy who can hang from a steel beam for an hour.
Yeah. So I think once he has successfully, established his dominance in the physical arena, he says, "So how do we find this thing? We're told you guys know how. Are we following you?
You're following us."
All right."
I think that Crash should make a show of like holding up the device,
Oh yeah.
like this is how we're following him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and I guess like use my tinker skill to show I guess sort of intimidate him a little
Yeah.
bit.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
You
Yeah,
know,
to
it's like,
kind of like,
and this here hones in on
yeah, maybe your hand is really strong, but I invented the thing that's going to let this job work.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And,
So let's try that.
and just like pummel him with details about
Brains.
this
Mm-hmm.
device. So that would be
Yeah, this is
Tinker.
going to be another controlled limited because it's just about like, alpha dog
Right.
stuff. Okay,
Five.
so
Much better.
5 is pretty good. Yeah, so I think, yeah, so with a 5 on a controlled limited, you could, if you wanted, this is you're doing it with minor consequence, or if you wanted, you could try it again from a risky roll.
No, I'm
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that there is an element of they're impressed, but you see the leader, this guy Brace, who's he's ambiguous race and has a shaved head and pretty beefy, but in a lean way. Like, if that makes sense, if that's not contradictory. Like, he seems strong, but like in the lean way, not like a bodybuilder.
He's
okay.
lean muscle.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think you recognize this, like, he's going like, oh, okay, you're in charge. We have to do the thing, but also you've made it already. If I had it, I could do this without you now. If I just took it from you. But
Yeah. Well, it's a very
We're playing
delicate
nice.
device.
We're
Yes,
playing
we
nice.
are playing nice.
Yeah.
I assume that Crash has completely overbuilt this thing with like 5 dials and a few different things, a couple of blinky lights and switches. Most of it does nothing, probably, but
Tiny little adjustment screws all the way around.
It makes a beeping sound like the 1970s Star Trek ship. Just
Ding, ding, ding.
All right, excellent. So, the great part of how this is all played out is that the device really doesn't even need to work in any meaningful way. It has to just look good, right?
Right.
Because you basically persuaded Lord Skurlock without really even having to prove it with the device, right? He just believed the story, and that you talked about it so effectively that he believed that you could make such a thing. And so now you also know where you're actually going. You're not trying to actually track an entity, right? So it's just about the pitch. And so Brace points to it's like I'm gonna have the little Sally ride along with you if that's all right. And gestures to a girl who, like, she's obviously like. She's like 5 even, but she's got like the meanest eyes you've ever seen. You just sort of like, there's this immediate sense of like, at a distance, you just say, "Oh boy, she's little, isn't she?" But then as soon as you like get a look at her face, you're like, "Oh God,
Very Shakespearean. Though
She
she be
will.
little, she be fierce.
Yes, indeed. She
The
looks pretty fierce. And she, is kind of standing in a like you want to make something of it posture. Um, but he says, yeah, so we can have little Sally ride along with you, and then she can give us any signals we need on the road. But otherwise, I guess this is your job, and we're support. So lead on, compadres.
Alrighty, compadre. Let's get it done and get paid.
Hell yeah! And then there's lots, a bunch of cheers and more wheelies and.
See, I'm imagining the older Jones professor trying to sound like a tough. Yes, let us get paid.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Hello, ruffians.
Yes.
Yes.
So in any case, yes. So I think then there shouldn't really be any difficulty leading them to where the van is, and so now it's time for a chase.
It's theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that they're trying to stop you, right? So I think that we're going to set. Let's see. I'm just trying to think if there's a better way to do it other than just two competing clocks. But I think that really makes sense. Which is one is how far have you reached towards where you want this to finish. But also, I think, and the goal there is not necessarily to be in a specific location, but to have made the whole thing take that long, right?
Yeah. To give the full impression that this was legit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so their clock that they're trying to fill is stopping the van before you reach that point, right? So I think what we're going to do is just set two competing clocks, and we of course still have the jig is up clock to. So let me put us back on the Crowfoot map. We have the jig is up clock, which will go along with the. We're going to have two 6-step clocks for the van integrity, and Mary Chase. I feel like that's a good biker name. Like if it was Mary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spell it that way on the clock here.
Is it Pipin and Mary?
Could be.
Tallfoot?
Mari. I think it should be Mari.
So in any case, I think yeah. So we're starting. Let me put a little token. Let's see. I've got some cool little vehicle tokens.
You don't get to use those very often.
Yeah. Boop boop boop. Okay. So. All right. So I think then how are so what was the plan was to have them come up by which means
They were down in Coal Shore, was it?
yeah, so they could be probably coming up from the south or the east, either way from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably the south along lower part of Bridge Road there on D1.
Okay. Yeah, so they're see, I don't think I have a separate one that's a motorcycle for this theme here, but let's see. Motorcycle. Yeah, I don't have an obvious motorcycle Whoa. That's a scary motorcycle. Let's see. There we go. All right. So I guess here's the question, and this is just for the party. How are you? How is this supposed to work? This part, like,
I feel like we're going to be driving completely ridiculously. I have to drive because, Crash has
Yeah,
to
I'm
man the
I'm
device.
So are you having
holding
to,
the
like,
device.
you're deliberately driving very erratically because it's like you're having to
Yes.
follow the thing?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can have RF radio headsets to do not take part of our load.
Is that on the on the?
It's on mine anyway for items. I think that I don't know if everybody has the same items for that one.
Okay.
I don't
Bearing in
think
mind though that little
do.
Sally is riding along with.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
the idea is not to speak; it's to click.
Okay.
Well, you can
So-
speak if I have a headset.
Let's see.
But
We
even
can't.
any radio could be heard, so I don't want to give it away. But
RF
little clicks.
radio
Ah.
handset.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Okay,
do
there
have
you
that.
handset. So it could just be clicks, which you could also explain as we must be getting close to the entity because it's
Okay.
affecting
So
the radio.
maybe you could have had it even set up so that, like, that when you've got to where the little motorcycle token is here, that is the cue for Silhouette to start his journey, and like you pick them up on this D1 highway, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can time it to get to that point.
Yeah. Okay.
So I pull out in front of them and they're like, aha.
Great. So let's have a roll for how well that part of this little thing goes.
Okay.
Who would like to have this be their primary, the piece of that? It seems like because we could frame it either as, I think they can give the signal, but it's you that has to get into position.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see a roll from Silhouette.
Yeah, I don't really know what would be appropriate for that. I'm kind of thinking hunt, weirdly enough. It's a hunt in reverse in a weird way. Because I want to time it so that they are able to see me. Whereas in the hunt, you're normally timing it so the enemy comes out.
Yeah.
I want to be good, bad prey.
Sure. Given what's really going on here, I'll allow hunt.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not like I have a lot of dice in anything, so
yeah, it's kind of like a strange sort of ambush.
yeah, in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
It's called stalking.
How to fake an ambush in 10 easy steps. Take my course.
Great.
Okay. Okay. What is it still risky for the
Yes. So
the
I'm
setup?
going to say, yeah, this is risky and limited because it's just about getting into position.
Okay. I'm not terribly worried about this.
Mm-hmm.
Although if someone was to help from the other car, we could make it more convincing. Because I only have one die.
I can help.
How are
It
you
just
helping?
I'm making sure that I've moving the thing around, and say, oh, it's coming from over there. He should be,
Okay.
it's
Right.
moving. The
Bearing in
needle is
mind that
moving.
in this case, if you're helping in that way, if the roll goes bad, you are potentially vulnerable to consequence as well. All right.
Okay.
Great.
All right. So it is risky, standard or limited?
Limited.
Limited. Okay.
Yeah.
And bonus dice 1. 2 5s. That's not bad.
Okay. Yeah. So that means that for risky limited with a 5, you do it, but there's a consequence. And so I think that I'm going to say that the consequence here is actually just that they, as soon as they see you, these motorcycles are taking off. Like they're no longer just following Crash and Red in the lead car once they've seen you. So they're zooming up much faster than anticipated. So the consequence here, you get 1 tick for for Mary Chase, but you are now in a desperate position because they're already surrounding you much faster than you
Sweet.
expected.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So they are definitely, they're right on your tail now, and you can see some of them are trying to like split around you to start trying to get in front of you.
Okay. Oh man, I could have actually had them loan me the van. Not that they would get it back, but it's time to drive dangerous then. Because they're very obviously kind of getting up and starting to threaten the truck.
Mm-hmm.
So it's time to be dangerous. See if I can leave a few bikes on the road to make it a little harder for them to follow. Not too hard, but they're bikes, they can get around.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna drive dangerous.
Yeah, so bear in mind too, I'll like you've got this is a significant like real threat and might require some assistance from your colleagues as well.
Yeah.
And we're reflecting the difficulty here in the level of effect, because this is a tier 1, which is still higher than you, motorcycle gang of significant number, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so tell me,
So
you're just gonna drive faster, or?
Well, one of the things that I want to think about here is if Crash wants to do flashbacks to things he's installed on the van to give me an asset that I can use to boost my rolls. Now would be the kind of time to start thinking about that. And I think depending on how much it costs for stress, of course, but
yeah. I think we've established with the +1 that your car at least has some souped up qualities, but we can also certainly flashback.
Oh, it's a +1. I actually had a third die on that. Or if that's how that applies. Because it's a tier +1 item, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, let's not for that one, but we'll use it moving forward.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna go with the whole, James Bond
Okay.
as far as stuff goes, like an oil slick sprayer would be
Right.
particularly effective against motorcycles.
Yeah. So I think if you want to establish that's going to be like just an oil slick sprayer would be a 1 stress. And yeah, you'll need to make a roll for it to like a jury roll.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and establish more things now, that'll be a 2 stress.
Is like a reinforced wheels or reinforced sides.
Reinforced tires.
Okay.
Do we want to really go with James Bond and like we have little spinny knives that come out of the wheels?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So like, and we can establish more and more stuff. It's just a question of how much each new
How much
edition
stress I
costs.
can handle.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's going to be basically 1 stress worth of flashback per gizmo, let's say.
Okay.
But I love the concept.
Yep.
Yeah. And also, obviously, you're in your own car here, and you don't want to give the game away, but there are potentially things that you could be doing to help from
Right.
there as well. So tell me, what's going on? What's happening next here? They're trying to surround you. You're about to be surrounded, trying to get away.
I'm gonna speed up because and it's making me mad that they're trying to like take this out from under us. They're here to assist, not to do the job. So I'm gonna speed up and try to like get back at the front of the attack.
So you can't completely get at the front because they're literally already the front runners are already starting to surround the Silhouette's van. But you can basically sort of like crowd them out where it's like they're having to like move out of the way and shift position because you're coming through in a way that they might be annoyed by, but is not necessarily suspicious. It will depend on how the roll goes, won't it?
Yeah. I'm gonna use finesse.
Yeah.
Because that is like vehicle handling.
Sure.
And is that risky?
Is also risky limited.
Okay. and I will push myself.
Great.
So I get. I don't. There we go. A
Okay.
5.
Yeah. So I think that there is going to be a minor consequence to that. You do get into this new position, but I am going to have add 1 tick to the jig is up clock, because it's a slightly counterproductive behavior from their perspective. You know, they're thinking, why did they bring us here if it wasn't to do our thing? Why are they getting in the way, right? But you know, you still got a ways to go on that clock.
I will make sure that I have Crash acting ridiculous with the device, like it's leading us there, like it's like a magnet.
Sure,
Did you
sure.
borrow this car again?
Oh God, no,
Oh, okay.
I stole it. I'm thinking.
Okay, well, so do we want to let's do a 1 stress flashback for stealing the
Stolen car?
Yeah.
I think that I stole it on a whim when we were stealing the van.
Okay.
But I was
Okay.
just like, I really can't ask
It's a
to
set.
borrow that car again.
Yeah.
This
All right,
could be
so
bad.
Spend 1 stress and then make an acquire asset roll, and it'll just be a straight up plus 0d6 unless you want to beef it up.
You know, we literally are fulfilling the mandate of the game, because we're going to drive these vehicles like we stole them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, you said it's just a 1d6.
0. Well, so 0d6 because it's your tier. And then you can spend stacks to increase it, increase the result.
Is
So it's
Just a
acquire
fortune.
asset. Yeah, but it's a fortune roll.
oh, okay.
With 0.
So many tabs open.
Oh,
Okay, look at that with a 6. You
Nice.
got a
It's a
plus
5 though, because
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, you're right. You're
that's
right.
still pretty
Yeah.
good, though.
It's still so it's a tier 0. So I think you get a perfectly ordinary sedan autopilot, right?
Makes
Like
sense.
it is discreet, sensible, reliable, not especially like fast or sturdy, but like it also doesn't have any obvious problems. Great. Okay, so you have briefly, interfered to some extent with their move. So the consequence was the Mary Chase gets ticked up by 1. Because,
With the other one, wasn't it? Was the
no. So the consequence was ticking up. Jig is up, but you also got your limited effect of the chase, right? Because she's
Yeah,
interfering.
like
Yeah.
that was a positive
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
you got the limited effect with the consequence.
Oh, okay.
So we've maybe made it up to here.
All right, Jig is up is the good one in this one. That's
No,
right.
no, Jig is up is the bad one.
Jig
The
is
bad
up.
one?
So-
Mary
so
Chase is the one we're after. Okay.
There
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
are 3 possible clocks. One
Yeah.
is if the jig is up fills, that means Lord Skurlock knows you're trying to
Right,
roll it over.
right.
Van integrity is they stop the van early.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And so that is another possible way that a consequence could manifest, for example. I just realized also, though, that I think we're going to have to maintain it, that I had said previously that a consequence of that first roll was that you're going to be in desperate, and we didn't have Red's roll be desperate. So I think it's still desperate for your next move, Silhouette.
Okay. So I'm going to take a corner. Looks like I'm about to turn on to A1.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to do the flashback now, Crash, or do you want to hold off?
This seems like a good place for the flashback to get
Mm-hmm.
the oil sprayers.
Yeah. So I think what I'll play this as is spend the 1 stress, and then do your probably a tinker roll to add the oil sprayers, but do
Yep.
that roll as a desperate roll to a desperate limited, because we're applying it to our progress clock here.
Okay.
But this is basically to see how well it works.
I got a 6.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
So,
Cool.
yes, that means that it just you get
This works.
so it is still limited, so it's only 1 tick on the progress clock, but it is definitely preventing them from starting to do any damage yet to the van.
Do a
So the way
couple
I'm-
of them like slip and slide off the
Yeah,
road
well,
and
and
into
Yeah.
for
the
that
dirt.
matter, you specifically decided that what you were doing is racing up to be right behind them. So I would
Right.
like to actually have a roll from, I guess if Red's
Red.
driving
Yep.
the follow car, let's see you deal with the oil slick.
Now that should
Um,
also drop the jig is up clock, because why would she pull up if
It doesn't drop it, unfortunately.
Yeah, they always go up.
Okay, so this is desperate.
Mm-hmm. No, yours isn't desperate anymore. It was desperate from the oil slick, and now that's resolved.
Risky.
So, yes, so risky limited
Don't forget Paul to mark off an XP.
for
Oh.
making a desperate roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A 4.
A 4. So I think that in this case, then you do get the. I think that this is not the chase, right? Right. So the benefit there is not that. So the benefit here is that you are able to maintain your position, right? Like you're able to stay with the chase and not get like spun out into a wreck or something
A
like
ditch.
that.
Yeah.
But I think that there's I'm actually going to say that I'm going to set a new 4 o'clock for the.
I was gonna
the
say for the
quality of
car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for the car.
I was
So,
literally just thinking that.
Yeah. So that's now at 1 for.
I mean, the advantage of a stolen car is you don't have to get it fixed later. So
Mhm. But if it gets completely ruined, then you can't keep following and helping.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the sedan. So I think then that we're moving along, but I think if you're getting ready to get onto the bridge here, where in some ways that's going to be an advantageous spot for the motorcycles, just because there's no other places that you can go.
yeah. So I'm gonna barrel it for the bridge, foot down, heavy, trying to kind of weave through traffic. So I want traffic to be a chaos behind me.
Yeah. Okay. So this is risky standard.
Risky standard, +1 for the vehicle itself.
Mm-hmm.
Prowl, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all about movement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what do I got left? I might accept the devil's bargain, depending on what you have in mind.
Oh, well, I think the devil's bargain in this case is going to be. I think that. Oh gosh, what should it be? I think the devil's bargain is going to be here that there is you hear on the radio during the chase that there's a parade in Silk Shore today.
Yep, okay. That's gonna make driving interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be yeah, okay. Sure, I'll take that.
All right.
I'll take that. I'm not in desperate, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still, did we say limited? There's the effect?
Yes.
Okay. So I
You're
could
pretty stuck at limited right now because it is they're a higher tier than you.
so I could take desperate to make it desperate standard.
Yeah. You can do that.
Do I want to do that now? Sure, why not? Let's do that now. I'll
Alright.
push myself as well.
Woo!
So 1, 2, 3, 3 bonus. It is desperate standard plus 3 dice. 4. Oh boy.
Okay. Well, so desperate, you do it, but there's a consequence. I think so you get the standard result, which puts it at 5 with 2 ticks here.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I think that the desperate consequence is a serious complication. Is that I think you get a tire blowout. Like at some point, you're going so fast that you hit a curb, a median curb, a little funny, and now one of your tires is going whoop, 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 and you're finding it increasingly difficult to control, and that's going to be 2 ticks on the van integrity.
Okay, so it's not a consequence to me that I can soak. And I don't really want to soak that one anyway.
So you can always resist a
Yeah.
consequence.
I'll
if
take the
you
2 on
want
the van.
Okay, great. So, but yes, anytime I say a consequence, that is always something that you can resist if you're willing to risk the stress for it. All right, great. So that means I think that you made enough progress there that I'll go ahead and switch us to the other, the Silk Shore map.
Sweet.
And we can decide where this parade is. Okay. So let me replace the
Tefeta Road.
Yes, but also I copied over the clocks, but I didn't need to copy the our little tokens.
Oh yeah. Is the Spark graveyard where you keep going,
Yes.
Jenny? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll try not to smash that on the way.
Yeah, don't smash into Zofran.
Yeah. Okay, so I think you were planning to. So where on the map do you suppose you were planning to have your big finish here?
I see a lot of dock-like things up to the northern part of Silk Shore.
Mm-hmm.
So I think because it doesn't look like there's much for docks anywhere else.
Well, there's also a lot of canals in that part of Silk Shore.
Yeah, no, I want deep water though, which would be more likely out there.
Yeah. So I think the point just being that like once you get into the ease here, like you're talking about like very narrow, like 1-lane roads along canals in that part of Silk Shore. And
perfect.
So just to refresh everybody's memory about Silk Shore in terms of what Silk Shore is all about, is known for high-stakes gambling, fabulous excess, and pure indulgence. The nearest landmark is the Velvet Vale, an ever-shifting casino where countless labyrinthine passages lead to hidden gaming rooms and lounges that is in the ease somewhere.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I think that we'll establish that we said that there was a parade and we have a lot of canals. It's a boat parade.
Okay.
Oh dear.
But what that means is that some of the drawbridges are up.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. And I think you did not account for this in your route planning.
All right.
Excellent, excellent. So, yes, so they are you're doing pretty well. You're making good progress here. But I think that they're moving in. They're still trying to very much do their thing. You've kind of had delayed them, and I think some of them spun out and crashed from the oil slick, but they're definitely coming up around you again. Red, you're keeping pace, but is there? Because the other flip side of this too is that even if you're gonna go, well, I guess we'll just see how it plays out. So, who would like to try to do something? The motorcycles definitely are coming in again. In fact, actually, I think that I'm gonna ask Silhouette to make a reaction roll. Let's see. This would be it would have to be prowess because they're starting to try to like um, uh, you're hearing like thumps and bangs as they're starting to come up around you again and start to like um, uh, wail with like chains and clubs and stuff
Okay.
on the side of it. Uh,
And it's a prowess roll.
yeah,
Okay. And the
because
one
they're
die
trying
from the
to
tier
exacerbate your flat tire.
sounds fair. One die from the tier 1 vehicle.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Fives across the
Okay.
board.
Nice.
Okay, so it would be suffering 6 stress minus the highest, so it's only 1. So
Whew. All right. We're good.
But okay, yeah. So, but they're you are at a point where you're finding it difficult to control the van now. They're coming up around you again, and you also are now aware that there's a boat parade going to complicate your route.
Yep.
Who has a new idea?
If people want to do some flashbacks to give me help, I definitely would love it at this point. I will go all out on this stuff, but I've only got a few things left. And I'm holding on to some stress so I can survive this.
I only have 2 stress left.
Yeah. I got 3.
I've got 4, but I was saving it, so I guess now is the time to use it.
Inspector Gadget, some go-go gadget tires.
Do we get to do the Knight Rider now and fill the tires with sudden what was it they used? Helium or something to make it do
Helium?
massive jumps?
Unobtainium
Sure,
is
that
more
would
like
work.
it.
Unobtainium.
I was thinking about a grapple
Yeah.
Okay.
that would shoot out of the. I'm assuming you want to go north, so shoot out
That's
of
the
the right
general idea, yeah.
side, and allow you to make a really, really tight turn really fast, and then just drop off. So
Okay.
you would like grapple the edge of the bridge, make a turn where the bikers couldn't follow.
Mm-hmm.
They would have to stop and turn around and come back, give you some more time.
Okay.
And then the grapple cable would disengage.
Sure. Go ahead and mark a stress for the flashback to add that. I think because this would require such precision use, I'm still going to have Silhouette make the roll to
Okay.
use it effectively. So yeah, um, I think that this is not necessarily directly tied to your van, so you won't have the +1 for that because it's just for the. I
Okay.
think it's a straightforward device, and it comes down to how effectively you use it.
All right. That's just enabling an action. There's no change of anything else.
Well, I mean, I think it depends on what you're trying to do. Like, if you have this device that can shoot out like this grappling that you could use to aid your progress, or to try to like block and clothesline the motorcycles, or however you would like to try to use it.
So unfortunately, it puts me down 1 die to use it. So, but I'll try.
Well, but yeah, I mean, it still plays into how this is all working. In fact, I'll give you standard effect for using it, but I think it is certainly still it's risky standard.
Okay. Sure. Maybe this would be a skirmish roll because it's more of a combat thing.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
So backing faction help can come in if I can finagle it, right? Because there's
Yeah.
for example, they can assist on an action roll if they were a teammate. If I can figure out, do I have to really come up with a really rock solid reason how, or?
I think we could certainly talk through how it might have played in. It would certainly be a new favor that you would roll for next time you're on.
Potentially, yeah.
But we could certainly, in the same way that we've been doing other flashbacks, we could have we could figure out what that would mean.
I don't have the stress to do a flashback, but
so
is the only
what do
concern
you
there.
have in mind as far as so you were just wanting like mechanical help?
I was seeing if that made sense just to pursue an
we
argument
can
down that
figure it out,
direction.
but let's figure out narratively what it means.
Okay. So I'm having a hard time because I can kind of I can imagine that they would appreciate that I'm fooling dude, but that's not going to help me in this instance how I'm maneuvering.
How about as far as the chase is concerned, how about what if you have something rigged to make you've got a phony made up container in the back, like that's supposed to look like maybe that could be it, or at the very least a decoy, meaning it looks like something as opposed to just an empty van.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
I kind of wanted to
maybe
anyway, so that's good.
You could even have it like rigged up so that like one of the van rear doors comes open so they can kind of see that there's something in there.
And how about that it's also meant to be kind of ballast for making turns. So it actually helps the van by being heavier, keep it on the ground.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird combination of things.
Yes,
It's a stretch.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it later, I'm sure, but I will take the extra one die because I can't
like
push
that.
myself. I will also see if there's a devil's bargain because there's too much fun.
Okay. I think the devil's bargain here, and this is, I want you to really think about this one. The devil's bargain is that you're going to end up jumping a drawbridge and ruining one of the boat parade floats. It's not hurting anybody, but the float will be ruined, and you potentially are risking the ire of the Silk Shore populace, which is a bigger problem than Crowfoot because that's where your headquarters is.
Yeah, okay. Let's do that.
Okay,
so am I risking that, or is that a guarantee?
No, that
okay,
will
that part's the
happen
result.
if you
Okay.
use the devil's bargain. You
So
can
I will.
choose not
I will
to use it, but that's
Nope.
what will happen if you do.
So I will jump a drawbridge, destroying a float, risking Silk
yeah.
Shore.
Well, so it's not even a risk. It's that the Silk Shore people are going to be mad at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
so that
it's, I think what it is it's a big float that is showing like the history of the sorts of electronic attractions that litter the Spark Graveyard now. So it's all about like Silk Shore history and heritage and all of the wonderful things that the people of Silk Shore have built over the years. And then all of a sudden, a van doing some weird, complicated cable grapple maneuver pulls an incredibly tight turn, launches over one of the drawbridges, and just clips off the top of this float.
What if the chain actually just drags right through the heart of the float
and cuts it in half?
It like cuts it right in half.
Yeah.
Sort of
just trims the top right off of it.
Yeah, I let's invent some like local hero figure, like it's they've got like a parade float like pinata version.
Sparky
just gonna get decapitated.
Sparky the robot.
Yeah, Sparky the robot is like a Silk Shore mascot sort of thing. And
excellent.
And so you have unfortunately now just decapitated this effigy of poor Sparky.
I better do it now because
yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
So that's +2 dice. It is, what do we say? Risky standard still, I think.
I think so. It was standard, yeah, because of this, device.
Okay. See what this looks like. Oh, it's 5.
Okay, 5. So 5 does give you enough ticks to fill the merry chase. So you're going to get to your destination and have the finish you were looking for.
Okay.
So that is filled with the standard effect. However, you are still going to get a risky consequence here. I think that the van, I can't think of any reason why this would lead to the jig is up going up. I think the van is going to get another 2 ticks, which maybe doesn't matter if you're going to be ditching it anyway. But I think to the extent that it was going to be of any use, turns out that unlike on all of these plasma vision television shows they've got, that when a car or a truck or a van does a big jump like that and then lands, it's actually really bad for the car.
Yeah, I was a fan of the Dukes of Hazzard when I was a kid, just to see how they would do those stupid jumps. And while the car always drove away, you would see the landing and how much of the front end would just crumpled in by it. They
Mhm.
destroyed so many cars on that show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah, it turns out these aren't meant to jump.
yes. So I think that the ability you have to get to your destination here is basically comes down to they're afraid to jump the bridge in the way that you did, and so they're having to find another way around.
Yeah.
And it's much harder. So you've got all of these side roads that are along the sides of these canals, how are full of people watching the boat parade that are getting like spilled into the water now because the motorcycles are trying to run past them, and it's creating a whole lot of chaos. What are you doing, Red? Are you still trying to follow at this point, or is this starting to seem like, okay, maybe let's not?
I will.
Jump,
I'm gonna slow
jump.
down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just watched poor Sparky get decapitated,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, we're gonna have to go around.
we're gonna have to go around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a roadblock now, and not yet.
Because you stole a car, I have plausible deniability that I didn't realize it was you in the back, like the two of you following me.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it still works into the story pretty well.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So I think then, because of how it all played out, you have a little bit of time, Silhouette, before they catch up with you. So if you wanted to go ahead and like jump into the water and hope that they like would find it sinking, but you already gone, perhaps that might be like, is that sort of the idea? You have
So
a little bit of time to plan how you want that to play out.
yeah, so I'm going to continue to barrel down. I want to drive as though the brakes have given out from that last thing. So it's just pure speed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hook the accelerator so it continues to accelerate.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be heading straight forward as if I can't stop, crash through one barrier, crash through another barrier.
Mm-hmm.
And just as it goes over, the reason I saved some stress is I'm going to echo walk out of the truck to a hiding spot, basically.
Nice.
And then watch the truck go over.
I love this because it gives me just the opportunity to have this perfect action movie moment of you're in the car and it looks like, oh no, it's about to go off, but then we see the effect, and then we get the moment of in the background the van is just going over the dock in slow motion, while in the foreground you appear and you're walking away from it in slow motion, all cool, like when people walk away from an explosion.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. But of course you are so cold as a consequence when you echo walk.
Yeah.
So I think you just spend a stress on that. Is that the
I spend 2 stress and I get a level 1 cold harm.
right? Unless you wanted to resist that, but I think you
Right.
didn't have the stress.
I only have 1 stress left. I'm not going to push it.
Okay, so 1 stress left when you spent the 2 just now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
I had 3 in total. I kept 1.
Okay, so I think that's fantastic. And I think it makes sense that given that you echo walked out of there, that you did so to a place where you're kind of already hidden. You don't need to further hide. Okay, so now that means it's up to Red and Crash to catch up to the motorcycles that are looking now, standing on the side of the dock, the pier, looking at this van sinking into the terribly polluted water. And Brace is just looking at you like,
Blame them.
Are you jumping in?
You weren't
or-
you weren't supposed to kill him.
Yeah. What the heck did you do?
We were trying to stop the van. We stopped the van. There it is. Go get whatever you need from it.
It's in the water. It's a big box in the back that I'm supposed to drive the van away. How can I drive the van in the water?
It's sinking like to the bottom.
And
You're gonna have to explain
like
this to Lord
when
Skurlock.
it starts filling up with water, I'm gonna turn
Mm-hmm.
off the device.
Okay.
Hmm.
I think I do need a roll from one of you to persuade them that they should be more worried about them being in trouble than
Yeah.
because right now I think that they're forming the rationale for why this is not their fault, and that the van is right there. That's what they were asked to do. It's not their problem that it's in the water.
All right. That would be Sway.
Yeah, I think it would be the most straightforward. Yeah.
What I might suggest, if you wanted to do a flashback to make sure there's extra holes in the van so it sinks faster, that might make it more convincing that you can't go after it.
I can do that. I've got 3 stress left.
If you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
I'm
mean,
gonna do.
I'm going to encourage you, if we're spending the stress for a flashback here for something that was designed to just make it look like it's not recoverable.
Oh.
A few holes to make it sink faster is not the most exciting way.
An
What
explosion.
if it explodes?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
mystical explosion or mystical looking explosion.
Yeah.
A mystical looking explosion.
I love that. Yes.
Okay.
I'm very happy with this idea. And I think though that would, I think, if we want that to be a big part of what's persuading them here, that like that a convincing, there's no point in trying to go into the water at it.
Right.
Then I would say that that's a great effect, but it is still a risky proposition. So
Okay.
that sounds
Okay.
to me like this is a perhaps Tinker from Crash,
Yep.
but with risky great.
Risky great.
I will do.
At that with a 6.
Nice.
I
didn't even need
what
to.
does it look like as you're standing there on the pier looking at this now sinking white van?
So
what does it look like?
the van hits the water and it just kind of floats there for a minute and it like tilts forward toward the engine. The box would slide up, and so it tilts a little bit more, and it just seems to be floating off, and then all of a sudden the back of the van just erupts in a huge mystical explosion that rips the entire cargo compartment apart.
What does a mystical explosion look like?
It's instead of like a big orange fireball, it's blues and yellows and greens and magentas and just balls of flaming energy being hurled off further into the water. And this huge flash of light and a crack of thunder that would, make you slam your hands over your ears, blind anyone who's looking at it. And this is all happening in the box of the truck. The frame and the cab are just fine and sink, so that we can recover that later, because man, that cost a lot of money.
I'm not sure how recoverable it is.
Yeah, probably not.
Maybe not.
If I can add a little bit to that, I like the timing with the discussion you guys were having with the guys earlier, where he's like, "Look, it's still recoverable. It's fine."
It's still good. It's still good.
It's still good. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is incredible, and certainly it was already going to be happening, but now I think that the sirens, the blue coat sirens, you start to hear in the distance. You kind of look at this sort of plume of multicolored smoke emerging from the pier. It's kind of like, oh, not only do the blue coats know something bad was happening in the neighborhood, but they can follow that cloud right here.
Not to be feet.
We gotta go.
Yep. Time to go.
Right. Nice. So I think that is fantastic. I think it's it strikes me as you probably do want to. I think we need one more roll, and one more roll needs to reflect the debrief, right? This is you need to go back and explain to Lord Skurlock your version of how this went so wrong.
Okay.
And so I think that he is not asking you to, you have the impression, first of all, like you find that as you are the blue time has faded, so you're getting all the psychedelic colors in the sky right now, and it's dark. All the street lights are coming on, and you've now scrammed from the docks, and of Silk Shore in order to, avoid arrest from the blue coats. But all of a sudden, as you're driving away, there are lights behind you from a blue coat car. I guess I'll give you the opportunity if you would want to try to evade them at this point, but this is kind of a pretty standard, like they're pulling you over sort of deal.
I'll just pull over in my stolen car.
Yeah. You pull over and the blue coat comes up to your window, as you roll it down, and when you do, hands you a very creepy looking embossed envelope, and then just goes back to his own car and drives away. And the
Nice.
envelope in there has very fancy handwriting that says, "You are invited to Skurlock Manor for a mission debrief."
All right. So we go. And I am going to blame it on the level of the spirit that was being transported, like causing a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
contributing
going
to
let
it.
you know right now. This is starting at desperate because you've got a powerful guy who's very unhappy at what just happened.
Yeah.
So you're starting at desperate, but
Yep.
fortunately your jig is up clock would need 4 ticks to completely fill. So things would have to go pretty catastrophically wrong to completely lose it at this point. But I guess so what we're looking for here is to just basically see how things get left.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to help because I saved 2 stress to help.
Great.
Okay.
I think it's still
So
it's 1 stress to help. It's 2 to push yourself.
Will that give her 2 dice?
No, it'll just give me.
You can always to help is you spend 1 stress to help.
Got it.
That's always what it is. To
All right.
push yourself is 2 stress.
Got it. Well, I spend 1 stress to help.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What's the effect?
I think the effect here will just let the dice determine it. I think.
No, I mean, is it like standard or limited?
Okay, well, I'm going to say limited. This is desperate limited. This is, you are coming back to him with a failed mission that he cared a lot about.
Yeah. All right.
A couple of things that would be noted. Section 6 did not show up, so no one died.
That's true.
I don't
Um,
think he cares about that.
no, but you guys would know in case that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right.
And you wouldn't have seen a silhouette yet, but he would return eventually, just come back to the lair as if nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be one of those weird situations where you have plausible deniability and we go into inner sanctum. Well, that worked.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah. So I
yeah.
think he's got a lot of questions. Those are involved of like, you are an expert. What did your tracker read afterwards? What do you think the explosion was? How did this happen? If do you think that this explosion is consistent with it really having been there and the van going into the water, or is this some sort of a decoy? He wants to know all these things.
Okay. So because I have to talk about all that strange stuff, can I use a tune?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That is desperate
mhm.
and one.
Okay.
5.
A 5. So yeah, I think that the consequence in this case, it is a serious complication, which would reflect 3 ticks of the the jig is up clock, but that does not fill it because it only got to 2 before, so now it's at 5, which means he is very unhappy with how it went. I suspect that so what do you try to tell him? Do you try to tell him you think that it was the real thing, or that it must have been some kind of a diversion? Like, what do you try to say that you think it was?
I think that it, like, because of like our readings and everything and the strange explosion that happened afterwards, I felt like it was the real thing.
Okay.
So I will tell him that
Okay.
because we planned for that ahead of time,
Okay.
that our readings were giving us, the
Yeah.
data that we needed.
So
Yep.
here's how you this is all you leave this. I will also give you, if you feel like you're interested in pushing your luck, you could have one more try at planting a bug if you want. Is that while you're at the house again?
I don't think Lloyd would do it,
Well, yeah,
because he was
but
scared.
maybe Lloyd doesn't do it, but
Maybe while you two were talking, Crash tries to do it.
I mean, if you want, you have 1 tick left on the
Ah,
jig clock.
Yeah,
it's just
No,
a
no, no,
a little
no.
stack.
too
It's just a
risky.
stack.
Nope.
Don't do it.
Nope,
Yeah.
nope, nope, nope. Not worth it. Not at this point. I have
Okay.
one stress.
So, in that case, I think where things get left is, he does not present as angry the way a human being is angry.
Is he
Right?
just disappointed?
He's just very no. I think he was sort of like delighted and chuckly before when he was excited. Right now, he's just very calm and taciturn in his demeanor, and he wants to know the facts. And I think where you believe it's left is that he believes that you believe it was real, but he doesn't think it was. And I will say that because I know more about what his deal is, and
Yeah.
I think you get the vibe that you have successfully managed to avoid him realizing you're literally betraying him and trying to trick him. However, he certainly thinks that this was a failed mission and he's not interested in helping you with the golden hand.
Right.
Which, you knew.
We figured.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so I think that, he does thank you cordially for your interest in this matter. However, he does not believe that there will be any need for you to contact him again in the future. So yes, so you all, I want to emphasize, got off pretty lucky.
So, are we gonna find the body of my brother next week, like washing up on the shore with
Well,
some wounds in his throat?
it may be that because this didn't work, Lord Skurlock will have to make some alternate plans.
Yeah.
So that's great. I think then that does reflect.
Now,
Uh,
does that mean that he's no longer a contact of Jenny's?
I think that it's a contact where you would have to just take into consideration that he's mad at you.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I would have to come up with something really,
Yeah.
really real and good to get back on his maybe side.
Right.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
he's he's not moving or anything, right? It's just
Yep.
a matter of recognizing that he's not pleased at the moment, but that's okay because your whole plan was to betray him. So I don't think you're probably as concerned about that.
Mm.
But a couple of things are happening now. One is that we can settle the payout. Your payout from the Strelai when you reconnoiter with them, Silhouette, which I imagine you go to do after you leave.
Yep.
In addition to it being 4 stacks and the additional 2 stacks for diversion works without Lord Skurlock realizing that you were involved. So that's 6. 6 stacks. You did not successfully plant the bug, so you don't get that one. So I guess that's actually 5 because you do lose the one.
Yeah.
So it's 5.
Yep.
But it's 5 plus now you gain the prestige ability from your backing faction. Once you've successfully completed a personal mission for your backing faction, you immediately gain the listed prestige ability. And you will get a +1 to the crew status with the faction. The Strelai prestige ability, I will read to you in a moment. Secrets of the Balance. You know secret rituals by which you may attempt to summon, command, or bind Class 6 metadimensional entities. And in your hands, meteoric metal blazes with paranormal energy and can cut through anything.
Ooh.
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 I love that.
Yeah. In fact, actually, I will go ahead and say that they give you it's not like a dagger. It's like almost just like a letter opener of meteoric metal, and it's small. It's got it's like the handle is made of something else, so it's just the letter opener sized.
How do I
cutter.
store it if it cuts through everything?
In your hands, it
Okay,
blazes
so I
and
can't.
cuts through
Have
anything.
to be very careful when I store it.
Yeah, so
Sorry.
basically what it is that you know that if you were to hold it only by the handle, it's ordinary. It's just like a letter opener. But you can, by choosing to place your thumb on the part of the metal that you can
I can activate it.
But it is not very big. So we're not talking about something really, you're not cutting through a brick wall with it because it's not quite that long.
But it wouldn't letter opener for reference.
Sure. Very nice. And so yes, you also have that, and that's a +1 quality with the prestige ability thing. So congratulations on that. And then let's figure out XP for this job, and then we can get into all the aftermath next time.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good?
I did mine while they were happening.
Okay, excellent. You want to recap what ones that you got?
I did 2 Desperates and a 0 dot action. So
Okay.
I got 3 there, and that filled my playbook advancement.
Okay, great. Are you
So
do you know which one you're choosing?
I'm going to do precognition. So 2
Ooh.
times per score, you can assist a teammate without paying stress.
Oh,
Aha.
nice.
By explaining how you prepared for it in
Yeah,
advance.
I
Okay.
saw this
Yep.
coming. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So go ahead and clear the playbook advancement track. Um, fantastic. Uh, and did you mark XP for the did you address a challenge with knowledge or paranormal power?
I did, and I put that one in prowess.
Okay, great. And I don't know that you especially struggled with your manipulative deadlock this time.
No, not
You
this
know,
time.
like it I think it sort of was involved, right, with your whole plan, but it's not you didn't struggle with it. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Silhouette, what about you?
I did have a desperate action, and I
Mm-hmm.
did have a 0 dot action. I had bonus dice, but it was 0 dot. And I didn't do the key. I didn't think of a way to do that one. And I did address with stealth or subterfuge, so I got those 3.
Great, great. Did you unlock any new?
Well, I've just kind of pile them up in the playbook enhancement, but I'm kind of thinking if what I wanted to try for a stat, because I got enough for a stat.
Okay.
And it's always a weird thing. I don't know
Yeah.
how committed they are, but
I think in general the idea would be that you should assign them when you get them, but I'm not gonna hold you to that. Like I'm not gonna be a stickler about it.
yeah, it's still a little bit new.
It's
So,
fungible until you catch them in.
yeah. I might cash one in for another point in prowess, I think.
Okay.
So I'll take the 6 there, and I'll have none actually left over.
So yeah, which skill are you gonna?
I'm thinking wreck,
Okay. Yeah.
because I haven't done enough wrecking,
All right.
and I just wrecked the truck, so that
Nice.
counts.
I like it. Okay. How about you, Crash?
I had one desperate action,
Okay.
and I addressed multiple challenges with technical expertise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's a total of 3 XP, which I added to the playbook advancement.
Fantastic. And let's talk about the crew XP. Um, the so crew XP. This was surveillance, heist, subterfuge, or cleanup operation. You did. So you get one of those. Contend with challenges above your current station. For sure you did. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Your crew's reputation is eccentric. I think
If anybody knew the real story of what happened, it would be eccentric, but that's probably not where we're gonna
I don't think you especially bolstered that one. But express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. I think I was gonna say I think you did because choosing to really like all the Strela asked for was a diversion, but to create the diversion by trying to like actually pitch it as, hey, we're working for you and we're going to walk into your house and lie to your face, I think that's your MO. So I'll give you one of those too. So that's going to be 3 more crew XP. But as a reminder,
That's
looks
4,
like
I think, in total.
you have well, I said
Or no,
3
3,
of them,
sorry.
but
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
fine. But some of them, if we think you mark 2, if it happened multiple times, I'll give you one more for because 2 for contend with challenges above your current station for both the Leatherbacks and the and Lord Skurlock there. Okay, and so I think you also have 3 stacks on the crew page.
Mhm.
Make sure everyone's tracking that appropriately too. And recall that you have enough rep now to go to tier 1, but you need to have enough stacks to pay for it, and I believe you need 8 to do that.
Yeah.
And
So
we
we
just got
have-
5.
We just
We
got
just get
5.
Yeah,
Yep.
that might be a fun.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay, nice. So I think then, yeah. So maybe that's the moment we can go out on is we have a montage of just your crew members, going about their day-to-day routines, but we're going to have a little bit of a, people noticing and various little bits and pieces of people in smoke-filled rooms looking at lists and seeing a little thing with underline written under inSPECTRE, and we'll see a ghostly figure struggling to reform with rage in his eyes, and we see the window of Fort Keel, one of the penthouse windows. You see a bottle of wine be smashed against the wall, and we'll leave it there as the crew of inSPECTRE has leveled up to tier 1.
Yay!
All right, so I think we'll leave it there for this time, and we'll deal with the aftermath and downtime and so on when next we return for more adventure on so many levels.
So
68,
many
dude.
levels.
Level.